to invite on stage the founders of Nicoya.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Saurabh, and I have been running an advertising and marketing agency since 2014 in the country, and personally, I've been into the marketing domain since 2010. Over the last 10 odd years, 10, 12 years, what I've realized is that the face of advertising and marketing in the country has changed rapidly. When we used to actually spend crores of rupees in offline marketing campaigns, such as creating hoardings and newspapers and radio ads, today the total dynamic shift has come to the digital world. And I'm sure all of us would agree that we have actually been communicating and consuming data digitally, right? I'm sure we would agree on that. So this has been a major shift. And thanks to the pandemic, in the last 2 years, we have seen a crazy, crazy shift towards influencers and towards referral marketing. And what has happened is that all the people who have ever been into D2C products or businesses, including Praful here, would agree that the need of influencer marketing has shot up aggressively. And when we started, because we are an agency and we actually do a lot of influencer marketing for our brands, when we started looking for influencer marketing portals out there, we actually ended up, hitting on certain such companies existing today who are at the end of the day agencies, but they just have a front-end digital platform. So think of it from this perspective that tomorrow, if you are floating a job on LinkedIn, but at the back end, there are HR professionals who are calling people to say that naya job aaya hai, aap apply kar do. That's not going to work, right? You need a tech platform to ensure that the job reaches out to maximum number of people. And that's exactly when we thought that why not build our own tech, which can actually enable influencer marketing campaigns. And that's exactly when we met Pratik.
Hi, good evening, everyone. So after having a brief conversation with Saurabh about his idea and what he wants to do, I went home and did some research. And the first thing that I figured out that this market is huge. On a global level last year, influencer marketing was worth about $14 billion. And in India alone, the entire economy was valued at around 900 crore rupees. So one thing was for sure, I got validation that there is enough money in the market and you can do something here. Next, we tried to do a little bit of research and we realized that it is a widely unorganized and disoriented market. Everybody works according to their own rules and nobody works on a pan-India basis. Most organizations are localized, so we realized there's so much opportunity to tap on. Why not? We did some more research and figured out the primary stakeholders of this collaboration process. Obviously, brands and content creators or influencers. But there was one key component which not a lot of people thought of, which were the agencies. If you understand, marketing is a very intermediary-driven economy. The intermediaries play a very vital role in facilitating all these collaborations to happen smoothly. So we organized our key stakeholders as 3 instead of 2 and did a survey to realize what their pain points in the processes are. We narrowed it down to 6 core components. First is obviously discoverability. Pinpointing the right match for your brand or the right brand for you as an influencer was key. Communication is always a problem. Everybody works on WhatsApp or email or call or SMS according to their own rule. There is no one set standard. There were no such tools in the market available to manage your campaigns, nor the ability for an influencer to approach a brand and work with them. Agencies were obviously overlooked when it came to tech, and performance tracking and analysis of your campaigns was always a pain point. This so because it's very important for you to realize when you spend marketing money, how does it translate into business for your brand? This was something that was not available. So we decided to take all of these problems and create a tech which sorts all of them. And hence we came up with Nicoya.
So let us show you how exactly Nicoya works. So basically we have a search engine tool on the first place. How basically you can float a campaign if you have a product or a service that needs to be marketed. You can float a campaign and search for the right kind of creators by putting in the keywords. So let's say if you want certain creators on a certain age group, their genders, let's say their localities, the kind of audiences they influence, or any of that parameter, you can just put all of that. And as soon as you hit the search button, you will be served with a list of creators who you can actually interact with, or you can hire them for your jobs. These may not be just paid creators. In fact, you can also do barter campaigns with the help of Nicoya. So we have a lot of creators already listed, and you can actually execute campaigns with them.
So I think everyone will agree that when you do business, communication is key. If the two parties are not communicating well enough, there are always chances of errors and lags. And this is very prominent in influencer campaigns as well. So in Nicoya, we've built an all-in-one CRM for brands and creators to collaborate effectively. You can talk about everything right from the terms of your negotiation and collaboration, go to the campaign brief, figure out mood boards, do references with each other, take each other's opinion, and at the end of the day, figure out how you're going to complete the delivery. All in one place so that there is no chance for a miscommunication or any gaps of sorts.
Next up, Nicoya also helps you manage your campaign end to end. So think of it from this perspective that I talked to you about the LinkedIn job that you're floating. Likewise, if you're floating a campaign on Nicoya, you can actually search for the creator. The creators can apply for it. You can negotiate with them. You can pay the money in case it's a paid deal. Or if it's a barter deal, you can do the entire communication and close the campaign right on Nicoya. And at the end, you can also analyze that whether the campaign was successful or not. So it's an end-to-end campaign management that we have on the platform.
Next up is my favorite feature about the platform, which I mentioned earlier, is two-way approach. How this industry currently works is that brands are constantly sending direct messages to creators on Instagram, going to their email and sending them collaboration emails. But the turnaround time in such a process is huge. Creators respond according to their own whims and fancies, and sometimes they might not even. What you see on your screen is the process of how a brand can collaborate with a creator. And a collaboration request shoots an SMS, a WhatsApp, and email. All of this to the creator at once. But the new thing, which is pretty revolutionary in the Indian economy right now for us, is that we are enabling creators to send a collaboration request to the brand that they like, they use their product, and they are passionate about it. So when a creator comes and approaches you, you know they're going to do good work because they want to work with you.
And I think the next one is really, really good for me, and I'm really happy about this feature. It has an agency integration. Since we are an agency, Gemius, and we manage multiple brands, it becomes really difficult to manage so many campaigns for them all at one go. So all my agency friends over here or marketing companies, we are actually offering a great tool wherein you can float all your campaigns together, manage all your brands in one go. And this is not just for brand agencies. There are a lot of talent management or creator management agencies out there, and they can actually list all their creators together. We have almost so many creator agencies already coming up on Nicoya and listing thousands of creators so that they can manage their campaigns in one go.
And lastly, we tell you how your money is translated into numbers for your business. Things like return on investment, earned media value are metrics that are very unavailable to the brands right now, and especially for ones who don't work with agencies. So it's difficult to figure out how that money has translated into business.
Right. So these are the features that we have built based on our prior experience, that how exactly does the agency network or the marketing works, the influencer marketing works. We've got two ways in which Nicoya earns money. There's one which is the subscription model. So all the brands or the agencies who are floating these campaigns, it can either take a premium model. So they can either float campaigns for free, which is a limited access, or can pay us a very minimal subscription amount, which is less than 10,000 rupees a month, so as to float their campaigns and reach out to the creators. And on the other hand, the creators pay us a 10% commission fee, or in case of barter campaigns, they actually don't pay us anything. So we have a premium model as well as a subscription and a commission-based model at the moment.
So Nicoya has been live since March of this year. And without spending a single penny on marketing, we have organically been able to get 50 plus brands and 500 plus creators to sign up in our beta phase itself.
Currently, the platform's live on the web. So you can go to nicoya.in and check the web platform. And we already have a fully functional app on Android and iOS floated. So you can actually download the app on your phone. Whether you're a brand, you can float the campaign. Or if you're a creator or an aspiring creator who wants to work with brands, you can actually go down, sign up your profile, connect your Instagram, Facebook, Google, whatever. And the best part is, let me tell you, Google and Instagram, so Google and Facebook actually have given us the permission to use their data. So it's a certified platform from both the giants in the world, Google and Meta both, and we are using their data to ensure Nicoya functions rapidly.
So here we are, Saurabh and Prateek, to ask 1 crore in funds and willing to give up 10% of equity for exchange.
And you must be wondering, where will we use this kind of a money? So our major portion of spends is going towards the tech stabilization as well as the marketing and communication expenses. And around 20% is going towards the supporting expenses.
We set high targets for ourselves, obviously. And a target that we can disclose today is that by the end of this calendar year, we aspire to have at least 10,000 influencers and content creators working on our platform.
So guys, this is what it is in the next largest influencer marketing tech platform in the country. And we're definitely sure about it because personally working in the marketing domain for the past 10 plus years, I've seen how influencer marketing is really, really growing aggressively. And trust me on this, they say that this decade is the decade of the creators. It's the decade of the creator marketing and influencer marketing. And Nicoya is one such opportunity which is actually gonna grow to the next big thing. Thank you. So actually Nicoya is a blue zone and there are some blue zones in the world. The blue zones are areas wherein you actually live longer, you thrive better, humans live longer. Nicoya is one of the blue zones in Costa Rica. And you just asked that I didn't mention about the competition. So we did actually one of the slides previously. No, they are definitely. And in fact, agencies are as well. But the best part about Nicoya is that it's a platform wherein everybody can thrive together. So think of it as, let's say if you are an agency who's serving influencers, influencer marketing, you can actually use Nicoya as a tool to serve your brands. Because today there's a lot of back and forth that happens so as to share the analytics, the data, the results and all of that, which can actually be solved in one go with Nicoya.
You did not give us the revenue model for an agency.
No, it's the same thing. So whether it's a brand or their agency or whether it's a creator or their agency, we have clubbed it together. So whether you are an agency or a brand director.
Agency with multiple brands,
Absolutely, the same thing.
so it's 10,000 rupees a month.
It's less than 10,000. There are 4 slabs actually. There's a freemiums, which are absolutely free. There's a 4,500,
I mean, for same thing, if an agency has 5 brands or 4 brands, the same money for a single brand company to use your platform.
No, not really. So if you are a single brand, you could pay around 4,000 rupees and you would be able to use the platform fully. It depends on the quantity of campaigns that you do. There are bigger brands. So let's say Manyavar is listing a campaign and they are like a national brand and they need like 1,000 creators in a month, not a month, maybe 3 months. Then definitely they would want to go for a higher model. So it scales as per the quantity of creators or the quantity of content or campaigns you want to do.
And how about someone else taking that brand from that agency? How do you protect that agency?
So this usually works like a follow request on Instagram. An agency, to be able to get access to a brand's Nicoya profile, needs to send them a manage request and the brand has to accept it. Brand can cancel at any time depending on their terms.
No. So let's say if I have a brand and I have an agency and I use Nicoya as a platform. Tomorrow you as an agency steal that brand because you can give them better value, lower price, whatever. How do you protect me as an agency?
So to be honest, like let's say if you talk about Gemius as an agency, I'm like there's a fair play policy that we have. And secondly, in terms of
there's one thing as having a policy. There's one thing having checks and measures.
So exactly. So secondly, with respect to data privacy or any kind of data exchanges on the platform, we're extremely particular about it. So for instance, when Facebook and Google give us the data, they have given us an 85-day window to keep the data with us. Whereas Nicoya is currently giving the data back to them in 30 days only. So we are extremely particular about each and every step because it's about big data, right? So we're taking a lot of information both from brands and agencies, and we have put down.
What I'm trying to say is that you're being an agency and someone else being an agency, is that not a conflict?
No, so we are not an agency. To be fair, we are.
Pardon me for saying that, but he introduced himself as an agency.
Yeah, so Nicoya is basically an aggregator for brands to collaborate with creators.
So don't you think you should relinquish your agency bit and then you would be able to pull far more people, B2B?
So to be honest, on the front end, Nicoya doesn't have anything to do with Gemius. Gemius is just another agency that is existing. And Nicoya is itself a tech platform. We just have an agency experience, that's the only thing. My connect with Gemius has nothing to do with my connect with Nicoya.
As an investor, you're focused on that and this. So if a brand comes and the revenue goes to whatever that name is, I'm being shortchanged because I've invested in Nicoya and part revenue is going to your agency. So there is a huge conflict right there.
No, so to be honest, if a brand comes and floats a campaign on Nicoya, nothing comes to
you
Gemius.
start to manage it for them, even for offline. You are trying. So there is I'm telling you that as an investor, you are trying to. So you have to either quit that and be out of that, and that should not exist at all. Because for me, you can make less money here and make more money there, and I would never invest. And that's what I was getting at with all these questions.
No,
So
makes
there's
sense.
a huge conflict right there.
So to be honest, Gemius as an agency cannot serve all the brands out there. Nicoya is
Doesn't
trying.
matter.
I understand
you
your
can
question.
Choose the top 10. It doesn't matter.
All right, I understand the question, but anyway, like,
With respect to influencers, so you are not revealed what kind of influencers right now you are having on the board. Because influencers can be many. It can be right from Bollywood celebrities to maybe some YouTubers. So what kind of influencers you right now have on the board, and what kind of influence do you have planned to get it on the board?
So currently we have 500 plus creators who are from the range of 1,000 followers to 1 lakh followers. And these are from niche categories of beauty, lifestyle, finance, well-being, sports, fitness, acting, modeling, things like that. So basic content creators and social media influencers. And we plan to add another 3,000 to 5,000 in the next 2 months of these same categories.
Okay, but then you are focusing on influencers which are small to medium on YouTube, on Instagram.
Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We are currently operational on these.
Okay, but then do you mean to say the influencers are not Bollywood and sports celebrities? They are not the influencers?
No, I'm not saying that at all. These guys have massive influence, but it's very difficult for a retail or a small brand to work with a Bollywood celebrity or a cricketer. They charge a lot of money.
Yeah.
So we basically realize that small people who are not as big as these celebrities, who have an established amount of social footprint spread over a campaign, can make equal or even more amount of impact than one big celebrity. So this is the concept that we are going on. And small nano micro creators have loyal followers. So people value their opinion because they consistently post content that people relate to. So there is a level of credibility that is established with an influencer and their followers. And influencer marketing leverages that credibility to drive sales and leads for a brand that works with that influencer.
So is Nicoya for a small companies, small influencers,
So I,
like a nano concept going?
I'll tell you, I think there are two ways that you can leverage tech. One is to do it up on a big scale, and the other is to make things cost effective. So influencer marketing currently is something that not everybody is taught how to do in college in courses. They don't have a good idea about it. So they go to agencies, and it's a very expensive thing. Agencies don't do work for cheap. That is why MSMEs, small businesses actually keep away from this. And we are trying to make it more affordable to the public in general.
can I add to that? So think of Mamaearth as an example, which is probably at a top line of around 2,000 crores today. Definitely one of the well-known brands and has been, celebrated. Probably a lot of us might have used Mamaearth's products. Mamaearth doesn't just engage a big celebrity for their marketing, but also does a lot of nano influencers, which might be upwards of 500 to 1,000 people each month. Now, to reach out to these kind of people and to ensure that they get onboarded, their analytics are measured, all of that, Nicoya is that perfect tool. They can any which ways reach out to the bigger celebrities because everybody wants to sell a celebrity and everybody wants to earn big money out of it. But to reach out to the smaller people is really, really difficult because there are so many of them, and it's very, very unorganized as a sector. So that's exactly what Nicoya also enables.
Great. So means you are helping companies grow wide reach in the market.
That might be the right thing, sir. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Saurabh. My question is for you. I'll just add to the gentleman question he had. So he was more talking about the related party transactions which can be avoided for if you can do the arm's length pricing. I think that's something that I can make peace with. But as an investor, as an institutional investor, that's a very standard that there has to be a full-time agreement where you will have to be 100% devoted to Nicoya. Like, how would you think about that? That this is like a prerequisite for anyone to come in the company, for any institutional investor. So how would you think about that, given your existing arrangements? And I think you're a CEO at Gemius also. So how do you think about that, Saurabh?
So to be honest, while definitely I agree that a lot of my time is dedicated towards the brands that we work at Gemius, but at the same time, Gemius works as an agency, right? So there's a team structure. There's an entire back-end operational management that Gemius already establishes because we're a team of approximately around 100 people. And to be very honest, my dedication towards Gemius's brands is something that can always be managed with respect to the time and energy. Secondly, at Nicoya, I think what I personally bring on board is the back-end experience that I get because of the agency exposure. Because on a day-to-day basis, the kind of brands that we deal with, for example, Badshah Masala being one of our clients, and the kind of exposure that the brand has and how many challenges they face on a daily basis, I can actually bring that on board on Nicoya almost on a daily basis. So as to ensure that Nicoya's operations are not only perfect, but at the same time, we're able to provide a service which is actually needed in the industry. It's not just like from a distant perspective, but I'm actually sitting in the eye of the storm to know that what are the real things that are going on. So to add to that point, in terms of the dedication or in terms of the time and energy, 110%, all the 9 months that we have been building Nicoya, Pratik and I, we have been dedicating a lot of energy to build Nicoya and thankfully the team at Gemis has been supporting my absence in the organization. So yes.
Understood. So basically what you're saying is Gemis is a funnel for you also in Nicoya, which helps you in Nicoya's building. But I think the contracts are fairly clear. You have to recuse yourself from all the arrangements from Gemis because it could be a lead generation for you and you can pay some sum, etc. But that's how the contracts are. So how would you think about that if that's something non-negotiable?
So to be honest, at this point, I haven't thought about it. Like we have not given a detailed thought.
No, I
to
think
it,
that's a
but
fair answer.
fair point, and we'll definitely look into that in the future whenever it comes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
Saurabh.
you.
Thank you.
So in my opinion, Gemis has a very different positioning in the market already. And I don't want to really meddle with that positioning, to be very honest. And the moment we start pitching Nicoya's clients from Gemis, that's something that doesn't fit into our value chain at all as Gemis. So I'm very, very clear about it. If need be, and if tomorrow the need requires Nicoya, like my time, 110% on Nicoya, I might. But think about it from this perspective.
Because both cannot be worked at the same time. Because you can use Nicoya data on that. And that will be a conflict for your other investors or other companies. Because,
point.
see, might be Instagram, Facebook is giving you 90 days, but data collection is a 1 day time. Okay, within a day, you can use that data and you can analyze what kind of things I can offer to that brand. And you can get that user. So it's a both ways you are earning, and this cannot be done in the same time. So either you have to quit with Gemia or other with Nicoya.
Sure.
That's the concept.
Sure. Point well taken. Let me just put into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Saurabh and Prateek.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.